Hi everyone, so today I want to talk about demonic fashion nowadays, especially what is offered to the younger generation, because my time was 1980s where people dressed pretty nicely, I should say, and still kept the tradition. The most of clothing line nowadays are produced with a purpose to hypnotize with symbols and color codes. The fashion extends into modifying one's body into everything unnatural and plastic looking stuff. I also wanted to point out that a lot of clothing made nowadays are not made from healthy, durable materials. For example, hemp or cotton or linen or silk. Most of the clothing are made from synthetic, and this is a rubber tree type of stuff which they would be able to burn and convert chemically through certain garbage processing processes back into fuels, and then they will tell you that they dig up oil from somewhere deep underground. Anyways, most importantly, the clothing are made not only to hypnotize younger generation, but also to train them psychologically. It's called Pavlovian Pavlovian psychology. This is biological based stuff. Pavlov reflexes. So there are conditional and unconditional reflexes, and this is in theory of psychology. Pavlov was observing the behavior and training of a dog. So, for example, he rang a bell each time he gave dog a food or flash a light. You can use anything. And each time he did it, so the dog received food together with the ringing of a bell or flashing of a light. And as soon as he removed the food, the dog would still react after this training to the flash of light or the ringing of a bell with the salivation and wanting to eat, because for her this was some intermediate subject or intermediate substance that became a signal for food. The same way they can signal to you different reflexes. So all of this is spiritual, and in order to learn about color codes, you have to look up the flags and symbology and mythology, and also article or chapter in a book by David Icke called Rainbow Lizard. And this has something to do with appealing to our prime instinct and lizard brain part of us, or the base chakra is the base of your spine. So this is to activate your base chakra, the snake chakra, energy of Ka, and your reptile brain, which works as a predator and on a most basic instincts. So the signs and symbols that rule the world have something to do with constellations, celestial objects, and also totem animals, birds and insects. And they are made to hypnotize and appeal to the instincts. And sometimes it's more important for them to hypnotize the whole population group rather than sell the clothing itself. So the beauty is not important for them. And this whole thing, it stems to, of course, these Asian civilizations, aliens, Egypt, and so on and so forth. So, for example, see this. This man holds the symbol, Ukrainian one, upside down. And let's see another one I noticed somewhere. Yeah, this one. A Ukrainian came on a French television and she was calling French people cowards because they were hesitant to any longer support Ukraine. So this person came to this program with the symbol, this trident, as they have a symbol of Ukraine now, inverted. Because the trident they chose for Ukraine is basically the symbol of destruction. And they, of course, know it, and she doesn't want it on herself. Also, there used to be as ancient Slavic symbol where they had this, and even a letter, where they had this inverted symbol, and it meant something good actually when it is inverted or turned upside down, similar to tarot cards. When you turn a card upside down, you get the reverse meaning of the card. And that symbol had a meaning of a falcon, and that symbol had an angular structure to it. So the angular structure means male mostly, and they turned that trident into more of a round structure, and that's how they tried to destroy this male warrior symbology. Let me show you as a comparison. All right, here it is. You see, everything is angular, and this is a protection symbol. But if we look at Ukrainian symbol, it is more of a round shape. So in the middle of it, it looks more like female and the female sex organs. See the ovaries, the uterus, eggs. So This is how they can even influence your subconsciousness to even invert your gender, if this is important for them. Or for example, a person who is an influencer, let's say on Instagram or TikTok, and they just do these challenge videos or these makeup videos or these fashion videos or these prank videos. So he wears a shirt, and the shirt has a cat on it, and the cat is blue. So this is how they can fuck with your subconsciousness. So a cat would be in your subconsciousness, especially if you are a teenager high on hormones. You will have this symbol as a pussy, a female sex organs. But if you draw the cat as blue, so a blue is a boy, a pink is a girl, this is how you fuck up and pervert somebody's mind. So this is how you can hypnotize somebody with visual images that are very archetypical in the nature and have this totem or constellation or secret geometry to them. And the perverted body modification. So first of all, I wanted to say that this is all about lie. Like, for example, if you naturally have plump limbs, so if you naturally have plump lips, for example, that means that you are kind and sensual. And this is a science called physiognomics, how you can make certain conclusions based on person's appearance. But if you have these lips, first of all, you lie, and you are not what you seem. You give out the message to the person that you are sensual and kind, but you are not really sensual and kind inside because you have those fake lips. On the other hand, you have these labia connotations on your face, and you look like a prostitute, and you are advertising prostitution and escort services through your appearance, through your face. Anyways, another point I wanted to mention about this fakeness is I wanted to show you that expectation and reality are different. So you have this fake hair extension, and you basically steal from a horse, and you inject the fillers, and you don't know what they look like. And also I wanted to express my opinion about this fake eyebrow trends. I think that these are the creatures that rule the world, that invented these fake eyebrows, painted on eyebrow trend that's everywhere nowadays. The people, when they do even a hair transplant on their eyebrow, this is because they are from the lab and they are inbred, and I see it as their albinism and their lack of eyebrow line as a sign of inbreeding many centuries off. So if you look at those things, you would think like, I don't know anyone that look like this Liz Truss who is English. They are exceptionally unattractive with a big nose, and they look like they are mixed with animals. And even if they are dark complexion, like brown skin, they still have no eyebrows. They have fake painted on eyebrows. And all these celebrities and influencers, they try to make this connection again to, according to Pavlovian's psychology, to a child's head, to a teenage's mind, through this popular celebrity status, that that gayness is something associated with richness. So they basically exploit people's complexes. So what they trap you with is your own complex of inferiority. So if you have this complex in you, you would not fall for you. If you hadn't had this complex, inferiority complex in you, you wouldn't fall for this trendy stuff. And of course, only the lazy ones didn't talk about this Balenciaga thing. And I also wanted to express this stuff that no, so according to this, if we apply Pavlov's method to all this stuff, they want to make a young, undeveloped mind believe that gayness equals rich. So they make gay appear somebody as carefree, jolly, globe-trotting, luxurious lifestyle leading person. But at the end of the day, they are not. And B, even if 1% of them are, at the end of the day, they're still pumping feces. And also about this Balenciaga thing, I wanted to say that, again, what they advertise at their other non-pedo stuff is that they are siblings and they do each other. That's what they use. And people as food. So they try to say that it's some kind of a trash against against waste project, but it's really something that advertises people as food, as subconscious hypnosis. So they try to make you accept this through hypnosis. And they try to advertise those things from the lab. And there are other symbology to this. It's the one missing shoe laying on the floor means a missing person. So when you see something like that, an adult person doing the blog, and he has like 100,000 subscribers, and he has these teddy bears on the background, and they photograph just a shoe, and this is how they subtly find each other in their own language. They have a missing kid for sale. And also, on this particular image, they are trying to say that people are food for lizards, because this woman appears to be pregnant, and it's in the shape of a moon, the banana is, and the lizards lies in front of it. And again, all these triplets, clones, they are subtly telling you about. It's all Balenciaga. And don't forget that a lot of this has to do with also hypnotizing you into supporting Ukraine and making yourself poor. And let's see how it works. So there is also another country, neighbor of Ukraine, which is as good, quote unquote, and as quote unquote democratic. This is Georgia. And Balenciaga's clothing designer or art director is called Demna Gvasali, and he is from the European country of Georgia. And yeah, and their former president that nearly started a war with Russia before the Ukraine incident. Their former president had a wife. I think she was French. But anyways, this wife profession is transplantologist, and she was later involved in this black organ harvesting business. So anyways, that's it, I think, with the color codes. Now I'm going to talk about the association, the chain of association. So Ukrainians are selling these Russian baby for breakfast t-shirts. And let's read up on these color codes. A Ukrainian soldier which came back from the front line stabbed to death his wife and two of his kids because he saw so he killed his own Ukrainian wife and two of his kids because the trampoline was white, blue and red, which is the color of Russian flag. So he just reacted to the colors of the trampoline. And I think that they might be programmed or made into zombies the same way that genocide in Rwanda happened. Look up genocide in Rwanda, where again two neighboring relative nations killed each other, to just genocided one genocided another for no reason at all, just through all this hypnosis, subtle hypnosis. So there was also this headline in the New York Post about the man who had teeth filed down, and he had all these scary tattoos, and he has solid black eyes. And the article was that he saw a pregnant 20-year-old standing outside because somebody kicked her out of home, either her boyfriend or her parents, and he came onto the car with the car, and he offered to ride her and to give her shelter, and then he raped her, he trafficked her, and he threatened to bite her throat out like a lizard. Anyways, I think that his teeth have not been filed down. I think that it's his natural teeth because that thing escaped some MI5 CIA laboratory, and he's mixed with some animal or piranha. I don't know how they do it, but they have been doing it for many centuries already. That's how we have all these pedigrees of dogs and cats, because they mix different species. Anyways, perhaps they make the pregnant person drink the blood of a different species, or the hormones, or eat the thyroid or kidneys or something like that of another species, or period blood. And that's how the fetus develops certain features, because that's how I feel. And the police guy, the police reporter, also has these strange eyes. One seemed to be lighter than the other, and they seem to be very crystal blue. It looks like they are on a different diet than everybody else, because I also saw such eyes on Russian Federal Service agent who has his channel up. And coming back to the case where a pregnant woman was kidnapped, I think she followed him because she was young and she looks at this Kardashian boyfriend, etc., and other influencers, and she thought the guy was okay because the celebrity also looks like that. Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox drank each other's blood and are now engaged. Here's timeline of their relationship. So that's how young people get duped into this stuff. And this Megan Fox, Fox is of course sign of a CIA or MI6 agent, and Fox is 666. And before she was married and she had kids with someone named Brian Austin Green, and I think, it's my opinion, they look like siblings to me. And Green is just another interesting surname that they like. Watch what Arizona Wild talks about in the interview to David Icke, how she says that Joseph Mengele, the torturer in the lab, programmer of MK Ultra, dissociative personalities, was choosing the fake surname named Green, and Zelensky also means green. So Zelo also in Old Russian means 6, so it may be some notion of antichrist or something like that. Yeah, they look like siblings to me. I remember I went to some website and their sons wear dresses. I remember I went to some website long ago called The Superficial, and their comments were hilarious there. And they were basically commenting about who is the only real woman in the show businesses. And back in the days, they were making fun of Megan Fox. She was very popular, and there were Transformers out then, and they were making fun of her toy thumb. So Brian Austin Green also has the same toe thumb. It's kind of very short nail. So if you want to cast a spell on yourself and be like this cult who come from the lab and who screw their own close relatives, incest, and also animals. Look how sweet, she has her brother's name on her, near her vagina. I advise you not to. So this guy is also in the law enforcement, and he has also very clear blue eyes. It's like they are on zeolite diet every day, or very pure water, or they eat only raw food. And she has something wrong with her thyroid. I don't know if it's even an Adam's apple, or if it's some kind of a tumor or implant, because we don't know what is happening there and how those things are born. And look at these strange things. It's like a fetish of Japanese or Chinese, and they try to sell a toy as a sex toy of someone's brain. It looks like, I don't know what it looks like, a brain. I may be mistaken. So I also wanted to say that Islam, in Quran, Muslims also have their own belief system about end of the world, and they said that at the end of the world women will wear clothing but they look still naked, and as we see is happening now. And it also says in Quran about there will be only one man for 50 women. So essentially, I believe what the psychic told me, that the woman provides only external shell to the baby. The brain is inherited onto the baby, the nerve system, the neuron system, what is called. The brain is inherited solely from the father through the sperm. And if you attack the human reproduction system, especially man, if you attack the male sperm because you have some depopulation agenda, you're also going to have this side effect that there are going to be very few males left, and mostly the females. There will be only females. And also that part of the sperm, it's hard to make a girl actually naturally, because the fastest spermatozoid that makes it is usually male, and the female is usually part of spermatozoid is the ones that are durable, but they are slowest. So anyways, in ancient Rome, when I heard there was a rumor that the story going around was that when a slave baby was born, they twisted their neck a little bit so that the slave would be dumber than their master. And that's how they figure out that, they can change the world into their power lasting forever, which of course I think they fail at. And I think that somebody will figure out a way to destroy them all. I think that I saw the comments on internet already, suggesting that all of them who stand behind it in the Secret Service, etc., all these so-called elites, should be destroyed together with all of their relatives and their kids, because you cannot function normally without them interfering and making this world a living hell for everybody. And they are extremely perverted and inbred, and they do all kinds of things that are repulsive.